And I stand 10 foot tall in this line of business that I'm in by trying to share our gorgeous island that's so full of culture with people from around the world. And I don't think in 13 years in business I've had a disappointed customer. Up at 6:45 a.m, open the gates. One thing I love is the light in the morning. There's no traffic around. I step out on our old winding road that dates back from 1527, have a little look at the trees, back in, open up the office, open up the workshop, pull out the bikes, have my bowl of porridge with some mixed fruit. That's how I start my day every day. All right, Siobhan. Rock and roll, honey. Even though I'm self-employed, and like most self-employed people, you wouldn't have as much time as you'd like to have on your hands, I still do my utmost best to go down and see my mum and dad as often as I can. And I love to see them as much as they love to see me. We were all actually born in the family home. All our children were born up in my mum and dad's bedroom, and they still live there to this day. They moved into the house, I think, in 1950. It's 2019 now, and they lived there their whole lives. And it's always a source of great happiness to me that my mum and dad are still alive and well. My dad's in his early 90s, my mum's in her early 80s, and they're in good health and sharp upstairs, which is the most important thing.
There's only 3 of us.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
We'll just rinse it, will
Rinse it out, oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And there's some other little ones as well, Siobhan.
Oh, this is fine. This isn't too grand. Maura, do you take sugar?
No, Siobhan, thanks, no.
Yeah.
Siobhan is not used to the house, she knows where everything
Do
is.
you all know where everything is?
Barrels. We've lost the plot.
There's 2 more girls down there. Things that you hide there.
You go, Maura.
That's grand, thanks.
Are you going to have one of these?
No,
That's
thanks, I have
moments,
some
yeah?
earlier, yeah.
Thank you, Shivani.
How are you not having that? No, it might leave, it might come back next year.
Oh no, we can't wait that long.
Can you not?
No,
that might
we
come
think
back.
in terms of days, not years.
Well, I'm Maura, and this is Tommy. Thomas actually isn't it, but we all call him Tom or Tommy. I have 5 children. Paul is the second, and my daughter Jacinta is the first, Paul is the second. He was a lovely boy.
He was very young when he was born.
No, I know he was lovely. A bit wild now, like when he was a child. I remember we were in Butlins one year on holidays, and he got his scissors and he cut his hair in a square in the front, just like the cap, just like that. And we had to get a cap for him to cover his head because he was lovely dressed. We used to have him in lovely little suits and everything, but he was always very funny. Always very funny. Yeah, and that's Eve. That's Eve. That's Louise, David, and Liam, and Paul. They're all to come here. And these are.
Who's that, Maura?
That's my mother and father.
You're joking.
Yeah, when they were married, and that's when they were engaged, and that's when they were 50 years married. Look at that little one.
Oh my God.
Look.
We were on holidays in Butlins or somewhere, and he was very fond of cars, dinky cars, very well known, you know, and expensive enough. And he saw it in a shop in Drogheda, and he grabbed the railings with his 2 hands, little rail outside the shop, and he wouldn't move, and 2 of us couldn't pull him away from it, and we had to go in and buy him the dinky, which cost pounds, I'm talking about, a lot of money. And he had to get that. Now he could be very stubborn. He could be very stubborn. And then he come along to me when he motorbikes, 5 motorbikes in 1 month. And at one stage he wanted me to knock down the wall at the end of the house here, the path, to bring in this thing with the handlebars, and then the shed outside was made for him to be able to run in a big bike. So, like, overall, he enjoyed his time here, you know. There was no pressure on him.
This room here is my parents' room. We were all born in this room. Actually born in this room. I was born and reared in this house my whole life until I got married. This was our original room for myself and my younger brother. We slept in a single bed here, head to toe. Very, very comfortable.
Toilet rolls. And the truck had come into Tommy's place, and the man said, "Oh, you'll have to get rid of them yourself." So Paul said, "Oh, that's grand." So he went down and he bought a big roll of black sacks, and he went around the houses selling them.
When Paul was on strike, I was giving him the stuff, and he was making more money travelling up and down the road than he was in the job.
All right, leave you and love you.
Yeah, right, old man.
Okay, right, okay.
Right, old darling.
Look after yourself.
Right, Siobhan, have
I'll
you
see you
got
before
yeah.
Christmas.
I have
I'll see-
everything, yeah.
And you'll bring down the kids.
I will bring the
some
girls
Monday.
down.
Let me know now when you're coming, so
ri-
I'll make sure
listen,
I'm here.
I'll
yeah.
ring you first,
First,
but it's
yeah.
more than likely going to be
On a Monday
not
fortnight.
Monday,
On the
following
fortnight,
Monday.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So,
that's
Maura,
grand, yeah.
fine.
Right,
Okay,
oh,
I'll talk to you soon.
God
Yeah.
bless.
Yeah. Are we taking our cakes, Siobhan?
Oh,
Like that.
See you, Paul. See you.
No, we don't see
Adios,
you soon.
amigo.
See you.
Squeezheart.
you got me, you got me,
No,
you got me.
you're twice, 3 times the man I was.
Tommy,
See you, Pat.
I'll see you soon, all right? I'll be down Monday week.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have wonderful memories. My dad taught me so many things. Both my parents taught me, and my grandparents, which I was very fortunate to have living close by too, always inspired in me one thing above all, and that's to be the best you can with your natural God-given abilities. Liam?
Yeah.
I've been working on a new route to start off for the Ancient East initiative, because we've been doing the west of Ireland now for 12 or 13 years, and that's what the state has in mind. You see that there?
Yeah.
It takes in 15 counties, so it's a huge area, right? And Liam is Siobhan's youngest brother. Liam is 51 years of age, believe it or not, and he's worked with me since the age of 17. If you ask him, he'll tell you he's broke, and that's the reason why, because he's worked with me for 35 years. But he is the most loyal, hard-working, diligent person I've ever met. So if you're not too busy, how about we get out of Dodge? Just
Sounds
for
good
an
to me.
overnight, what do you think?
I think so, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I actually love listening to Liam and Paul doing the meet and greet. You know, how they refresh themselves for every person that comes in that gate. Nobody gets any different a reception. And I think that is a very hard thing to do.
One of the things that I normally do during the off-season when I have the time is I spend quite a lot of effort and research riding around Ireland to create new fresh routes. There's a new initiative now that Tourism Ireland have created in recent years. It's called the Ancient East. And the east of our island is the oldest part of the island. So Liam had a quiet time for a day or two, and I just said to Liam, you know, would you like to join me on it? I'm after putting a few things together, and let's experience it. And I get his kind of perspective on what we're doing as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going from Kill up to Manacle Bride, through the Sally Gap, okay? And then I'll be deviating down towards Glencree. Then I'll be taking the Minor Country Road, bring us out of Powerscourt. Then I'm going to go to Enniskerry Village for lunch, and then we'll head down to Wicklow Town. So there's about 6 months work to be done on them to get them right. But I think it'll be worth it, because we've got to get away from the Wild Atlantic Way. It's spectacular, but we want to try help Tourism Ireland develop this area. That's my goal.
That sounds good.
Yeah, you happy enough with that?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So will we head off in the next hour?
I think
Would
so,
you
yeah.
be good to go?
I'd be good to go in the next hour, yeah.
All right. Socks and jocks packed.
Socks and jocks and a mop of hair.
I just want to share a little story with you, Liam. Something that happened almost 40 years ago.
40 years ago?
50 years ago, actually.
Holy God.
I used to picnic here with my family. This is the British River. And it's a very popular picnic destination.
Right.
And I came out here one summer, and my sister was in the river in the deep end on a lilo or blow-up bed.
Yeah.
She was only 9 at the time. And the lilo flipped upside down.
Ouch.
She was underneath it. It turned completely upside down. The current is really, really fast. There's rocks everywhere. Straight in with the clothes on.
My God.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereabouts in the river did you go in?
Just down here, look. Yeah, just down here. Yeah.
It must have been deep, was it?
It was a lot deeper at the time because the river was fuller at the time,
Yeah.
you know. Just in that section there. That river sometimes comes up over the stones here, like it's quite high.
Yeah. Well, I'd say they put the stones in it, I'd say, over the last couple of years to reduce the flow in the river.
Exactly, yeah, yeah. And then of course it's the height of summer now, so there's not a lot of rain.
Yeah.
It's a nice neck of the woods, isn't it?
Oh, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Pure green. This would be lovely on one of the routes, you know that?
Yeah, it is on my routes.
It's in on the routes, yeah?
It's on the Larda Glendalough route. Okay, we going, Liam. It's important to not just to create a route on Garmin Basecamp or on maps, but it's also critically important to write it, make sure every mile is correct and that the places you go and visit are correctly downloaded, Garmin Basecamp, etc. And then the route becomes very fluid and very accurate. And so the route we took was over the Wicklow National Park. The Wicklow National Park is known affectionately in Ireland as the Garden of Ireland. It's a spectacular national park. A wilderness of peat and moorland, 400-foot high waterfalls, wide open spaces of peat and moorland. It's just beautiful. It's a favourite place of mine to visit. It's just, it's the sound of the little brook running down the side there. It's mostly young men from the Second World War actually, and you look at the age of them, it's anything from 18 to 23. They're only kids, you know. There's an original Celtic cross up there. Beautiful, isn't it? So if you look at the age of them, Liam, look. 25 years of age. We are a neutral country, and unfortunately, you know, these people, planes flew over Ireland from England, they got lost, they ran out of fuel, or people died in the oceans around there.
But that's what I want to ask you. That's one thing you never said to me that day. The people that are buried there, were they pilots or were they just...
They were a mix. They were pilots or they were mariners that drowned. And of course a lot of people survived, and in the local Glen Cree Reconciliation Centre adjacent to it, they actually housed German soldiers there during the Second World War.
I enjoyed it there. I enjoyed it. But it's a place that you'd spend time at, but when you've enough, you kind of, it's just kind of eerie, but it is deadly. Like, I like it. I like it a lot.
I was just thinking about the route that we took actually, Liam, today.
Yeah.
And you know, Wicklow is the most amazing county because, I mean, it's very close to where we live and where we kind of grew up, right? But it never ceases to kind of amaze you. Sure,
I know.
It's a huge county.
Sure, if you look at all the mountaineering myself and a friend of mine, Tommy, did for years, all the mountains in Wicklow.
Do you see two salmon down there, Liam?
There's one just over there behind the reefs.
There's the two of them, look. Holy
There's the two
shit,
of them.
the size of them. Holy shit. You could have
They
done
keep
it.
doing the same circle, look at that.
No, they're looking for small fish themselves, yeah. Spectacular, isn't it, Liam? No, but I was just saying to you today, right, like, that route that we took today was only, what, 60 miles?
60 miles.
2.5 hours?
Yeah.
And that's kind of without even stopping, like, it's awesome, really,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It's a handy route and it's handy, like there's a lot of things handy about it. It's actually,
It's handy if you're not riding a heavy cruiser, if you ask me.
Well, if you're not riding a cruiser, right, so forget about the cruisers, right? Just talk about GSs, talk about the bikes then you have then. I mean, there's no sign, tiredness is not going to set in. They're in the heart of pure beauty.
Yeah.
They haven't travelled far, but yet you would think you've travelled hundreds of miles to get here.
And then this is
And they've only
this is
crossed the
part
way.
of the ancient east as well.
I mean, all you have to do is just go in and get a shower just to freshen up, and they're not tired and not nothing. And
And the food in that
Yeah.
place was lovely tonight, wasn't it?
yeah, if I was on tour, I'd wake up in the morning now saying, you know what, I had such an easy day yesterday, and unbelievable what I saw. Can't wait for today.
Yeah. Go for a stroll in the morning.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think we're hitting the nail on the head with the ancient east.
Yeah. We just take our time with it, day by day, and build it up. And even if it takes a month or two, it doesn't matter to build up a 2-week tour.
Like if you think if you actually put the client in mind, because most of the clients now that you get, you know what age?
Age
You know, the
profile
average
is kind of, it's our age. Well, it's my age more than yours.
Yeah, well, it's your age more than me because you're much older than me, for God's sake. I mean, I'm the handsome of the whole lot. I mean, and the brains.
I know.
You know what I mean? What can I say?
I know.
I mean, if you look at that.
I will agree with you if you buy me a pint.
I'm not buying you a pint, you must be joking. Give me a raise. And I'll buy you 2 pints.
I kid you not, right? When I was a young lad, I fished every single week. I love fishing, especially sea fishing. I'm so looking forward to that little boat trip we have arranged for tomorrow. I really am. I mean, big time.
Oh, that's good,
Out
yeah.
in the Irish seas, be calm tomorrow. Reasonably calm. What's that, 10-foot waves?
10-foot waves, yeah.
Yeah. No. Will we head back and wrap
Let's
up
hope
the
it's
evening?
not the Maria Celeste.
No, let's hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we good to go?
It'll be good to go, yeah. We
Yeah,
got back
alright,
in anyway,
alright.
and then to go what?
Have a pint?
I think we well, a bird never flew in one wing, you know, that's why you never say have a pint. It takes two wings for a bird to fly.
I'll buy the next one.
Yeah.
Let's rock and roll. When we woke up on the second day, I was super excited with the thoughts of going fishing. I haven't fished on a boat in years.
Yeah, I was actually very, very excited. I was actually up at 5:30 in the morning.
And a beautiful day that was in it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually walked down first just to see the boat and then back,
Yeah, no.
and then had
Did you
breakfast.
really?
Yeah.
No, his phone is off.
He's probably out in the ocean. If he's out in the ocean, he's not going to get a reception. No sign of our guy.
No,
And after about half an hour, I kind of realised this ain't going to happen.
not happening.
Land ahoy! Water everywhere, and not a drop.
Job offer. Captain needed.
Why are we waiting?
Yeah.
Oh my God. And it's the nicest day of the year.
Can you feel the boat moving?
Oh,
I can.
I feel my bowels moving, but that was just too much porridge this morning. And the fruit.
Aha.
It's very relaxing, isn't it? Like you can feel it, very gentle movement.
Well, if you close your eyes, you see, you can pretend. I don't know. Yeah, I think we call it. Get back on the bikes and just try and get something else done with the day. Oh well. Brab's on it, yeah? For the bay. Wonder when they're going out, we go out with them.
Was it 3 or 4 boats up?
Yeah,
What did you say to him?
I told him if he didn't take us out, that his trawler would be at the bottom of the sea.
sea, yeah,
I'd
yeah.
unplug it,
Yeah.
sink.
So you said that to a fisherman with arms 3 times the size of yours?
But I was ready to run the opposite direction just in
Yeah,
case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Are we okay to board, Mark? Yeah, already. First name up.
Yeah, sounds bad, yeah.
If you fall, I want to make sure I don't make the same mistake.
You alright?
All right. Oh,
Got it.
perfect.
Wow, look at this.
Okay.
Yeah, this is amazing.
And you know what, Liam? I think I enjoyed being on the trawler better than I would have
Authentic
been on the
trawler.
boat because it was the real McCoy. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I mean, when the door of his cabin opened up, I could see his old blankets in the cabin where he'd sleep overnight when he's out in the water for a few nights.
And they
It's
say
just
in
the smell and the whole thing was just in your face.
6
It
to
was-
8 days they can stay out on the
Yeah,
water,
yeah.
on that little boat.
Yeah.
Hey, you daisy. Wow, this is amazing. I like it. Hello, everybody. Top of the world. Girls and boys. Hey. So 2 girls and 1 boy. But after they come out, there's 3 girls. You understand what I mean?
Oh, I do.
Adrenaline junkies, here we go at sea. Adrenaline junkies. I had the time of my life. Well, I never felt this way before. And I swear, is it true? And I'm hoping all for you. But hit me, baby. I've been waiting for so long. At the front of the boat, we can do the Titanic shot. Do you want to do that? I know. All right, come on then. Iceberg! I think wherever you are, and I know we're going so strong. The water is deep, and the boat it is rocking along the green shore.
There's something about being on a boat. Anytime I'm on a boat that has a hull on the front of it, you just feel like that scene out of the Titanic, don't you? You just can't help but just do it. Just lean in and put your arms out. And it's a wonderful experience, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
It's good fun, isn't it?
Especially, yeah, the Titanic.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to think of it too much though when you're out in the water that's deep.
No. It was a bit of crack, wasn't it?
It was fun, of course it was, yeah.
Bit of crack.
Putting the arms out, then losing your balance.
Then losing your balance with the waves. Holy shit, you know.
So you switched from a GS to a KTM.
The
Nobody
1090.
crashed the KTMs and then turned to the GSs.
Yeah, no, I
the
just
backwards.
I like the 800, but the KTM, the 1090 is just a little bit more
Yeah.
off-road capable.
It is, yeah. I suppose, yeah. Where the fuck do you go off-road in Chicago?
No, you don't.
You don't?
No, you don't.
It's always off-road in Chicago.
Yeah, I suppose that's true as well.
Over the
Yeah.
garbage, over the...
Yeah.
For the only time I can ever remember, right, in all the years I'm in business, is the total failure of a garment to even give an address. So I have a guy on a 14-day tour. Yesterday's route was perfect. He goes to put on the garment today, and it's not functioning. It's not giving him the routes. So now I have to import the whole route again with this garment, which shouldn't take too long. But I have to get a driver to bring it down to him. You know, because the routes are key to his tour. Otherwise, he doesn't know where he's going. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. To be honest with you, when I created tours, and when I continue to create them and tweak them and change them, I always have a motorcyclist in mind. We don't like the type of roads the car drivers like. The riding and the routes and the roads are what it's all about for a rider.
Are you here solo?
Yeah.
Yeah? You came over on your own?
Always.
Yeah.
Well, not always, but
Usually?
for this kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah. And how long are you ahead now for?
Oh, just so.
Next. Of this week?
Yeah.
Oh, just a few days?
Yeah, I'm just going over to Westport with these guys up to Donegal, and
Lovely.
when they're done what they're doing.
Yeah.
I'd rather be on.
Hello. Is this Jeff and TJ? No?
Yes.
Yes? Hi, I'm Louise.
Hey, Jeff.
Lovely to meet you. Jeff, nice to meet you.
Pleasure to
Welcome.
meet you as well.
Welcome, how are you?
My wife, Vicky.
Kelly? Yeah, hi, how are you, Kelly?
I'll just take it.
I'm just going to keep
It's
handing
ours.
them out.
Yeah, just give them all to me. They call me Donkey. How are you? Lovely to meet you.
Vicky.
Welcome.
Nice to meet
Welcome.
you.
How did we sleep last night?
Awesome.
We all fresh. This chap's not very good.
I can just leave it there. Do you guys want to pop everything that you're bringing? I presume is in your hands, right?
Yes.
Everything, yeah. So you can throw it all straight into the Peugeot. Yeah, may as well because it saves you shimmying everything around and around in circles. All right, so let's go this way. Okay, so just make sure this is open. Are you open? No, mirrors are back. She's not open. Hang on there a sec now. Just going to grab your keys. So who's driving? Yeah, you're driving?
I'm going to be the driver.
Yeah. Have you driven on the left?
Don't overreact. Just apply the brakes, you know, okay? And don't be afraid to hit and punch and do everything you have to do, because it's the most common instinctive reaction when you're coming into a bend and a big vehicle comes around the corner to overreact. Don't, just apply the brakes and slow down. It's a piece of cake, all right?
What's my job? Tell them that way. They don't
Your
get
job,
mad.
your job
I
is to
tell
tell
them?
them, yeah, and move the fuck over. You're to tell them, okay?
What are you supposed to tell them?
Move the fuck over. All right? Okay.
He will be so glad to do that.
Yeah. Well, we haven't lost anyone in 13 years.
Well, first day, standing outside the hotel, and he said, "Who are you for?" I said, "I'm here for Celtic Rider." He went, "Nope." Went inside. He told me he doesn't understand English, so I went there. Look on the hat and everything.
You think it's bad in Dublin? Will you get to the
Yeah,
rest
that's
of
just
Ireland?
told him. Yeah, when the leprechaun's attack you.
Yeah, the speed increases about 3 times. How's it going by? Will you have a drink?
Sounds like the river dance.
Oh, really quick.
Yeah, how's it going by? Will you have a drink?
I'll have a drink.
How's it? Here you go, there you go. But the world slows down when you have a couple of pints of Guinness on you.
So after these few are we should be able to see pretty much everything that's in there.
It's not still there, right?
I think it went in, yeah, because at one stage over there was empty.
You guys are busy, huh?
We're busy.
That looks familiar back there, the one in the
That one there? Yeah.
And you know, the license could date back 50 years, right?
Yeah.
And you have this old grey license with this
And you would think.
with good-looking young teenager with long hair, and then you have this 70-year-old big fat guy with bald hair. And I say to them, like, how did things go so bad over the last 50 years? You have to have a bit of crack. Okay, that's good. That's your license. Press the button. Save. That's copying that now. And your rental agreement is 4174. So.
Scott and Jane arrived the morning of their tour. It's been a year since I saw them. The last time I saw them, they were leaving here like nearly crying. They were so emotional and so happy.
I hear them.
Hi! It's so good to see you. Hi. God, welcome. Welcome back. I know, it's all changed. It's nice, isn't it? Cute. Yeah, I know. It looks amazing.
Hi guys. Long time no see, buddy. How you there? Hey, how are you? It's good. Great to see you. You looking forward to your next few days? Big time, yeah.
So excited.
God bless you. Hello, how are you doing?
Father Paul.
You better.
Well, actually, I was told by a guy who went on to be a priest when I was a teenager that he thought I would have made a very good priest. And I said, why? He says, because you have the ability to listen, Paul. You know.
Blasphemy would have been your biggest
Well,
problem.
what he didn't realise is I was going into a trance listening to him. He was so boring. Okay, everybody happy?
A very repetitive life. Father Ted. Yeah. The wacky father. And I'm like the one that goes, would you have a cup of tea?
On the morning Scott and Jane arrived, I was so happy for them, because we had met them last year, and of course we didn't realise that he was going to, propose to this woman. And a beautiful location, a very unique location actually in Europe, at the top of the Sleeve Cliffs.
We met in elementary school. I think we were both about 10 years old.
Beginner band.
Mm-hmm. It's specifically.
Specifically,
You remember it that
beginner
way?
band.
She was actually the very first girl I ever asked to be my girlfriend. So it took me a while to get up the courage, being 10 years old and all. But
And about 3 days later, a dear friend of mine, and she's going to die if she sees this, she told me that to be somebody's girlfriend, you had to kiss him. Yeah, that was not happening.
10-year-old logic. Right?
10-year-old logic. So I decided that we were breaking up.
And that's all I knew for 40 years.
Now, there we go. Cases are huge, aren't they?
Yes, I'm liking the bigger one on this side.
If you need the tank bag as well, just let us know, all right? We have loads of
know
tank
very
bags
shortly.
inside, yeah. Put the little bottle of whiskey into it that you gave me.
Yeah, so today is kind of a busy day.
No, we don't have the
So it's good. We have
Is it a tour
a
this
couple
time?
heading out
Do people go off
on a
for
bike. They're going to get married. They're going to be married on Wednesday.
No.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Where are they getting married?
Up in Donegal.
And the guy
Oh,
riding.
that's nice.
And their family are joining them, so there's 4 members of their family coming, and
Right.
they will be in a car. See the Peugeot car outside?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Peugeot
yeah.
over there.
Okay.
They'll be in that, and then there's you guys, and then another fella called Hans, and then Connor, who's a really good friend of my dad's.
Yeah.
So today's exciting. Today's busy.
That's good.
Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so I think this is the family. This is the 4 in the car that are joining Scott and Jane.
Yeah.
So you have a tour going out, or?
Yeah, we have a few tours going out.
And their whole wedding party's going on.
I always say to people, if they're going on a long tour, you should smell a good biker on tour before you see them. Wouldn't you agree, Jane? Okay.
You went away for a while. And then Scott came back to our hometown. And he was dating someone who went to the high school that I was going to. And we never bumped into each other. A few years later, we actually were at the same college for a period of time, still in our home state.
And I never do that.
Yeah, we didn't put all of that together until a couple of years ago. And we both went off to the Army for a while and just had separate lives. And then I stumbled across him on Facebook, actually, about 10 years ago, and shot off a, "Hey, how you doing? How's it going?" message, and got a curt reply. And then this time, I didn't let the conversation drop quite so quickly, and we wound up on the phone for most of a whole day playing catch up. And it just went from there.
And it was just really nice, everybody just greeting one another and knowing that we're in for a really exciting few days ahead. And I had a few surprises in store for Jane. Something from a garden. What do we get in gardens, I wonder? Hi. This is Jane.
Jane.
This is
hi,
my
how
bride
are
to
you?
be. That is absolutely amazing. That is so beautiful.
Take off the hat and try it out.
Oh my God, the colour of your hair. Let me hold this.
Gorgeous.
That, oh Jane, it's fabulous.
Yeah. And then you'll just pull these back behind your head.
Yeah, I can help her do that.
Yeah.
We're going to be up the cliffs doing this, up the Cliffs of Moher.
lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
just do the hair
God.
a bit loose.
Oh my God, I'm so
Beautiful.
emotional. It's actually amazing.
You're amazing.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. And then you hold the flower.
Oh, you did flowers.
Did flowers.
It is perfect.
Yeah.
You have to know Louise has planned this whole thing. I've been so
As-
little help. I said, could I please one? It's beautiful and the colors are perfect.
The colours are absolutely amazing. You did a
Bit of
fantastic
fern
job.
there as well.
So what do we have? We have
We've
fern.
Bit of fern. We've got some grass,
peony.
some
Oh.
anemone, some peonies, a little bit of veronica, a little bit of phlox. So it's kind of
And
nice
it smells
wild and
amazing.
country.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
It is so beautiful. That is absolutely gorgeous. Thank you.
Well, congratulations and have a great day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're going to have a
It's
great
exciting.
day.
will
It
be
is very
wonderful.
exciting. Yeah.
It's perfect. Louise came in and grabbed me and took me outside, and she'd found a florist. The flowers are absolutely amazing. Just everything that you could want. Everything that I asked for, she multiplied by 10.
Hello, everybody. You're very welcome. Welcome especially to the Gladden family, all the way from the great state of Texas. We were thrilled to see them for a second time, and what they were doing hasn't happened before in the 13 years I'm in business, that a couple actually proposed and then came back to the same location to get married. It was wonderful. They brought some of their family with them who were renting one of our cars actually, so I had to do a safety orientation course. And then we packed up, we set off across the Midlands of Ireland.
So for readings, have you decided any readings that you'd like to do on the day?
No.
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 Do you want any?
Actually,
We decided that we'd rather just have a prayer.
Okay, sure. So I sent you on one, and the Perfect and Newly Married Couple. Have you seen that?
We met with Enda at the Augusta Lodge, and we'd been emailing back and forth.
There'd been some electronic communication.
Yeah.
We had he had sent us like a sample itinerary of the ceremony, and it was really lengthy. So we were discussing between us what we did and did not want, and sent that back to him. And then actually, when we met him, was like the kind of the final polish before the day.
And he is wonderful.
And he made it really
He really
easy.
did.
He's done this once or twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got my vote on that.
You're going to have to keep reading because this is going to be hard. This one's going to be hard for me to get out. It's perfect.
Yeah. You hadn't been to the cliffs before, is it? The Shady Cliffs.
No.
But your great grandmother had described them to you in the dream.
Yes.
And then when you came across them, you knew.
Yeah, she described them
the
to me, and then I dreamed about them. Gosh, my whole life, I guess. I don't remember not having that dream.
Well, do you remember how we found out it was here?
Yeah,
She kept describing to me this dream she had had so many times. And I literally got on Google Maps and just kept going. Because first we were looking at Cliffs of Moher, because that's what everybody thinks of when you say cliffs in Ireland. And I said there's more than one set of cliffs here, so I just started.
Because it just wasn't the one.
Started going up the coast, and I thought, hey, what about this? And we're on the phone and on each other's computer, and found it, and she said that's the place.
It's just blew my mind. I came off the call to you, and I was like, that's just incredible.
It is.
It still blows my mind.
The time that he put in to find it.
And then when you saw it online first, was it?
Mm-hmm.
And then you traveled over here, and then you saw the cliffs. And then what was the reaction when you saw the actual cliffs in real life?
I couldn't breathe. We were riding up, and I couldn't breathe. I mean, we talked to each other. We have an intercom in our helmets. And I kept saying, look at that, look at that. And then I just stopped. It's surreal. It is. Oh.
Well, I knew I wasn't going to let her get away. There was going to be a proposal. And actually that day, that she said, yes, that's it. That's the place. That's the place I've dreamed of my whole life. There was no other answer, if you ask me. That's where it was going to happen. So then the search for the ring began.
If it's something else you need, just let me know. Okay.
Perfect.
Right.
Thank you
Lovely
so
to meet you.
much.
Take care.
There is an old expression in Ireland, and it is this, and it has to do with the weather. We can have 4 seasons in 1 hour over here, and it's terrific. It is a common thing to ride in the sun, and then within 2 minutes it's pouring rain, and I mean coming down in buckets.
One of the things that Paul does with the tours is you have a GPS unit on the bike, gives you turn by turn, and I can see on the screen there's no turn coming up, and all of a sudden he's braking and signaling and takes off down this tiny little road. Looked like we're going down somebody's driveway, a really small, narrow street, and then all of a sudden just boom.
This stuff only grows where the quality of the air is perfect. In other words, there's no pollution. I mean, just look around you guys. It's beautiful.
This is breathtaking.
Yeah. Land, cattle, sheep, water, fish.
Would never have
There was
known
no
it was here.
Walmart, believe it or not. There was no Walmart in the 14th century. Okay? So, can you see the shape coming in? See that A shape there? That was the original timber roof, okay? Now, stone lasts, timber does not. And that's why the whole island is littered with monasteries here like this.
And there are fishing boats there and swans. And the scenery is just breathtaking. The green, the hillsides. It's like everywhere you turn, there's something else you want to go and touch.
It was very, very surprising at first because it just kind of jumped out. And there it is, just kind of tucked away in a corner, a piece of history.
You're going to make me cry, aren't you? This is it.
No. Started the morning off riding up to the cliffs and just had a nice ride. Had about an hour, to process this. This is really happening. We're getting married.
most beautiful cliffs in the world. Absolutely the most beautiful cliffs in the world. And we rode the motorbike up, which is one of our favorite things. And we had the most beautiful wedding ceremony anybody could imagine.
I didn't get to see her at all until she walked over that path. It was uphill for her, and then all of a sudden I see her, and she was beautiful.
Someday I'll find home, the picture in my mind, a place where I can go, and you'll be always mine, always mine. Ooh, always mine. Ooh. Jealous love has passed like the seasons do. I can see the sun. I think I'm falling in love with you. You're always mine. Ooh, you're always mine. Ooh, I hold my breath, no give and take. I could never walk away. The giving ground, no back and forth. I promise you I'm always yours, and you're always mine.
I am 100% convinced that we are together because of an answered prayer. I had been going through a pretty difficult time in my own life shortly before we reunited, and I essentially, in a lot of prayers I had been praying, was, look, I'm done here. If I'm going to have this kind of happiness in my life, Lord, you're just going to have to land it in my lap. And about a week and a half later, you called.
The two of us will rise. You're always mine. Ooh, you're always mine. Ooh, I hold my breath, no give and take. I could never walk away. The giving ground, no back and forth. I promise you I'm always yours, and you're always mine.
Sometimes when you grow up and grow older, you stop chasing dreams. Trips like this, the motorcycle, the adventure, remind you who you are, who you were before life got in the way.
Every day brings new light to help us on our way. Always taking my breath, whether sun or rain. The wind